Well, we counted them all in last night, and we counted them all out again this morning, and the astonishing thing is that after the brutality of yesterday's stage, we've lost only one rider overnight. Hello, welcome to live coverage of Stage 6, and apologies to the estate of the great Bayan Hanrahan for that misquotation. Today's L'Equipe had a slightly more poetic take on Stage 5. Cruel Beauty, they called it, and there's a fantastic front page photograph there too, as long as you weren't one of the riders inadvertently posing for it, I suppose. Now, the one overnight casualty to report, surprisingly enough, is not Tom Bonan, who we saw struggling in over 13 minutes down yesterday with just one teammate for company after he crashed with what looked like nasty injuries. No, it is in fact Iban Velasco of Euskaltel, who did well to finish it all because he crashed near the finish and broke a collarbone, it was confirmed last night, so he is out. One stills photographer is also lacking some transportation today because the motorbike rider deemed to have brought down Nicky Sorensen as he tried to squeeze past the peloton on that narrow stretch of road yesterday has been thrown off the race. All right, things are getting busy out on the road, so let's get over to the race. Let's take a look at today's route, the longest of the entire stage, and the entire race, and it goes without saying by now that it's another uphill finish, and it comes at the end of 226.5 kilometres on a route that features 3 climbs. The third category, Saint-Michel de Montjoie, is the highest of them at 335 metres. Then there's the Côte du Bourgdouy and the Côte de Bio, before the uncategorised but very testing one up towards the line in Lisieux. A strong man's day, and perhaps for the strong man in the yellow jersey, Tur Hussoft. Now, a 5-man break has already gone through the day's intermediate sprint, but the pack behind them are winding up for the sprint for 6th. Let's get over and join commentary and see how that sprint's going to play out. Been controversial, 2 stages running. Let's join Phil and Paul for commentary.
5:43 the gap. It's unimportant at the moment. The racing for points here. Mark Cavendish is sitting there 4th, 5th wheel at the moment. And Movistar are trying to lead Rojas House, who sits in 2nd wheel, if they can break for this one now. But it looks as though Cav is leaving this to the last minute. This, to me, is looking like the Manx missile is loaded, armed and ready to go. His team moving him to the right of the road. This is a very, very clean sprint, and it is an absolute formality here. Cavendish is just going to cruise on by the boys and take best of the rest, and he's going to inch that little bit closer to the green jersey. Coming a bit late there is the green jersey of Gilbert, but he will score points.
And in 2nd place was Rojas, the man who was wearing the green jersey. This is really, Phil, taken out of the handbook. That was a handbook victory for Mark Cavendish. He used all of his team to pace him. You can see here he's opening up the sprint. He's in the white jersey on the left-hand side. There's Rojas in the national champions jersey in 2nd position. In fact, it looks as if the green jersey of Philippe Gilbert faded a little bit in the last few metres.
And Tyler Farrar over 3rd over the line there. He may just have, yes, he's got 3rd place in the blue helmet, so Tyler Farrar also, the American, keeping himself in the hunt. These riders know now when you're riding this close on roads as slick as this, just one mistake by one rider and everybody will slide 100 metres on the floor. So these are dangerous moments in the Tour de France before we get down to the mountains, which are still a week away before the Pyrenees begin, with the opening assault of Les Ardennes and the Col de Tourmalet. We are under 5 kilometres to go. They have this young man now in their gun sights, but can they catch him?
Well, we're coming into the final 5 kilometres, and it's going to be quite precarious over the next 2 of those kilometres. Very shortly, we're going to line up for one roundabout, followed by another roundabout, and then at 3 kilometres. Oh, I knew there would be one.
It's a Radio Shack too, and that could be Levi Leipheimer, who's gone running for his bike. Not too sure what happened there.
It was on the side of the road, Phil. He hit that white line, and those white lines are quite treacherous in weather conditions like this. I was waiting for this to happen. I thought it would happen a little bit further up the road. Now, bear in mind, he is outside of the 3 kilometre mark. Now, there's a rule in professional cycling when there's a flat stage and a sprint to the line. If you have an incident outside of the final 3 kilometres, you will be given the same time as the group that you are in. However, that's not the case to be applied to Levi Leipheimer right here.
You said outside, but you meant inside the last 3 kilometres. If you're outside, you lose time. So he's got to get back. Absolutely crucial for Levi Leipheimer. These last 2 days have not been kind to the Radio Shack team from the States. Now the man from Santa Rosa has got to get back into this race. Meanwhile, this man is doing the ride of his young career. 3.8 kilometres. Now they've sent helpers back to get Levi back inside the comfort of the peloton. Time is of the essence.
It is of the essence. He's got to scramble now. He's got to battle with the help of his teammates to try and make contact with that group before they get into the finishing line. If he doesn't, he will lose time on today's stage, a day when he didn't expect to do so. I am amazed at the job of work that's being done by Adriano Malori here from Italy, from Team Lampre, because he's still hovering off the front at 3.5 kilometres to go. 9 seconds his advantage. Very shortly he'll come to that very nasty right-hand bend, and I hope everybody gets round it safely.
Well, the roads, as you can see, are slick. The sun has come out at the finishing line, but the rain is still in the air here, and the roads are extremely wet as they sweep through the town of Lisieux in Normandy now. I also caught a glimpse right up near the front of David Miller, the Scot, on Garmin Cervelo. Is David going to try and pull out something special? The chase back is still strong here. This is Frank no, it's not, I beg your pardon. Didn't actually see who it was. Popovic is dropping back to try and find the location. That is the slick corner there. They go over the railroad tracks there. Now, are they going to make it? They need to come very wide. Very slowly, gently does it, they're round.
The yellow jersey of Thor Hushoff went around that corner in around about 15th place. He moved himself right up to the front of the pack. There he is over on the left-hand side. Ideal position for him. HTC Hyro from San Luis Obispo got the organisation on the front end of the pack. Peter Velits is number 1. Number 2 is Tony Martin. Number 3, Matty Goss from Australia.
And you may have seen in the melee there, they picked up Mallory. He slid down the pack very, very quickly. They're racing now for the win here as Velits has got onto the front. All of a sudden, HTC High Road, the team of Cavendish have got back in control. But watch out, Omega Pharma Lotto is also there. Alberto Contador has also suddenly appeared at the front.
That's because there's an acceleration come from Jürgen Vandenbroek on the left-hand side of the road. Contador, he likes these nasty little moves. Jürgen Vandenbroek is the man who is going off the front, but Peter Velits is not panicking at all. They've got Matty Goss in 3rd position, queuing up behind Matty Goss, Edward Bosenhagen of Team Sky.
Well, this is the Belgian man who can climb mountains, and he's a marked man, Jürgen Vandenbroek. They say he can make the podium in Paris. It's still a long way away, but if we believe he can, and they're going to come for him, they won't like him grabbing time on this little climb.
Well, there's another move coming over the top. That's Thomas Vauclair. Thomas Vauclair, former French national champion in the green jersey, all over his machine, looking for that little bit more power. The courage of this man is unbelievable. He was off the back a few moments ago with a mechanical incident. Straight past there, Jürgen Vandenbroek.
Thomas Vauclair will never give up. He tried yesterday, he lost, and now he's still being reacted to here by Jürgen Vandenbroek. Inside 2 kilometres to go. This is why we thought it was not a day for the pure sprinter. These hills are perfect springboards for adventurers in the Tour de France, and we've got 2 of the best adventurers right now.
Well, Thomas Vauclair, his face marked by the cold day he spent in the Tour de France this afternoon, has also screwed up in concentration and pain, as he knows he needs to hold off the front, but he won't get any help from Jürgen Vandenbroek, because Vandenbroek knows he's got a man behind him, and that, of course, is Gilbert.
It actually looks like it's Jelle Vanden Aert, Paul, who's got there the first time in the Tour. I think they've swapped places here, but that is no doubt it's Vauclair who is in there as well. Now the pack, as a reaction from the pack there, and I think it might be David Miller's right on the front of the chase group here, trying to line it up. They're making a hard job of it, and very shortly they will see the 1 kilometre to go, but they may be cancelling this one out.
David Miller coming to the front. He's high up in the overall standing, starts the day in 4th place, but now he's a team helper on Garmin Cervelo in about 6th position in that line. You can see the yellow jersey, that is Thor Hushoff. He's right on the wheel of Philippe Gilbert in the green jersey.
Well, it was a great opportunity. It could so easily have worked, but it hasn't worked as they now try to reorganize the move here as David Miller goes across to the right of the road. The green jersey in our picture is being followed by the yellow jersey of race leader. So Hushoff has decided that Gilbert is the man, but Evans has got the best place on David Miller's back wheel.
Third place is Geraint Thomas, the Welshman. On his wheel, his own teammate, and that is Bosenhagen. They're all getting very nervous and twitchy now. As you can see, HTC High Road trying to drag Matty Goss up through the middle of this pack, but that's not a pack that's full anymore, Phil. There's a lot of riders being left behind. Alexander Vinokourov makes the move on the right in the turquoise jersey.
And sadly, I think Levi Leipheimer is losing real time here. He won't have rejoined the head of this race after that fall, which is very, very sad. But we've got an attack being launched here on the left of the road. This is Rabobank going strongly as they try to ruin it for everybody. Philippe Gilbert is in the green. Hushoff is in the yellow. Miller's been swept away here. Geraint Thomas is in second wheel. Is this young phenomenon from Wales going to finish it off with a win?
Well, Bosenhagen's in an ideal position in third position. Thor Hushoff in a great position in fourth as well as they start to wind it up. Bosenhagen goes on the inside.
He's having to take on his own teammates here now as he goes through for the line here. This could be the big surprise of the day. Edvald Bosenhagen is coming, but there's still plenty of kicks on the inside. Is this Matty Goss? No. Bosenhagen gets it. Team Sky have taken the result on the line.
Well, that was a good move there by Geraint Thomas, and this is the face of Edvald Bosenhagen. We've talked about this man for a long time, Phil, waiting to make the big breakthrough. Well, he's done it this afternoon, getting a great victory ahead of some of the top sprinters in the world. On the right-hand side there, Tuhosha, behind him, Philippe Gilbert. That was a great win by that team.
Well, that was a well-worked-out win as well. And Bosenhagen, who came over to the Sky setup from HTC, has now got a first stage win in the Tour de France. But the time is counting on some big riders here. We saw that fall to Levi Leipheimer. Just scanning the group here to see if he's in here, and I don't see him.
Well, Phil, I'm just having a quick look to see what happened to Mark Cavendish. I've got a gut feeling that he didn't get round that corner at 3 kilometres ago. It was a very nasty corner.
I think he's just simply realised it wasn't his fear. Here comes Levi Leipheimer. I think Mark dropped off quite early, actually, today. But that is Levi Leipheimer, and he's losing a minute. That's a big loss today for him.
That's a minute and 6 seconds.
You look at the result there. It was a clear win in the end, and a terrific win indeed for Edvald Bosenhagen. It's only his second win of the year.
Just look how fast Matty Goss comes up on the right-hand side there. He's much too far back to start his sprint. He comes up alongside Thor Hushoff in the yellow jersey here, but there's no doubting at all that Edvald Bosenhagen gets himself the win. Second place going to Matty Goss, and third place to Thor Hushoff.
And a very, very good, clean sprint it was as well. 7 wins he got last year for Team Sky, Edvald Bosenhagen. Now, I think I've just seen Cavendish go through outside our window, Paul, so he has finished. I think he dropped out very early on today, I really do. Goss, I think, will take second, and third will be the yellow jersey. And that's a really tight finish for fourth.
That's Romain Felu on the inside for fourth, and fifth going to Rojas.
Yeah, fifth to Rojas, sixth, seventh to the green jersey, so he stays pretty high up in the points competition there. So there's the result. Hagen, Goss, Hushoff, Felu and Rojas is the order over the line.